Welcome to John Michael's Rockbox. I'm your host, John Michael. I get to host this show it's a show about you. If you're a musician, if you're a solo artist, if you're a painter, if you write books, you're a dance club, well, I'd like to hear from you. Send me your information to jmrockbox@mcaet.org. All right, we'd like to hear from you, and somebody will get right back to you. Now, also, if you'd like to watch the show, simply go to mcaet.org/watch, and you'll see all the variations on how you can watch the Rockbox. And, well, this show really wouldn't last without you, so we do definitely need your donations. And visit mcaet.org/donate. We'd like to welcome you to the Rockbox, and with that being said, let's head on over and meet our guest. And welcome to the Rockbox. Welcome to John Michael's Rockbox. Good to have you along today. Boy, I'm excited to have these guys in. Been on them for a long time to come into the show. They finally agreed. That's because I gave them $100 each. But no, honestly, kidding. I want to welcome you. I want to welcome these guys to the show. This is Nova. So I'm going to let you guys introduce yourselves, and so that way we get it right. All right, we'll start with you.
My name's Sean, vocalist.
I'm Luis, bass guitar.
I'm Paul, I play drums.
Daniel, play guitar.
There you go. You've met the band Nova. Okay, let's talk about your name. How'd you come up with Nova?
That's a story for our guitar player down there.
Well, the story was I had a cousin who has a car Nova.
Right.
And my brother, at the time when we were starting the band, he just mentioned it'd be a pretty cool name, and from there it kind of just stuck. So we just named the band Nova from there. So it's pretty much just my cousin's car.
Is your cousin's car?
Yeah.
Because I was having a discussion with a couple of people today when I was coming in today, and they were telling me, you know what Nova means in Spanish?
Oh yeah, no go.
Yeah, no go.
And so I guess, and one of them was a car enthusiast, so you know he races cars. He goes, yeah, he goes, that's what we tell all our friends to bring their Novas to the racetrack. Hey, I see, so you brought your no-go car, huh?
Yeah.
Huh? So, right, but you don't know that. You didn't hear that. Novas just means good. All right. So, how long you guys been together?
Daniel and I have been together for about 6 years. So the band, 6 years. But Lewis, our bass player, has been in it about 4 years.
Right.
And then we just added Paul, our drummer, last year.
Newbie.
So,
Right on.
So
Maybe.
it's been, I would say, collectively, what?
We've
the
been,
average
playing,
of
we've been
that?
playing for a while, but
Playing
I think
for a
just
while.
officially like this set, I think it's solid now. So it's, you know, we could say for about a year we've been
Yeah.
pretty solid now.
Yeah. You know, the way with things are these days, everything is, well, you know, it's all going to downloads. And so, like, CDs now are slowly becoming a thing of the past. People aren't even doing that anymore. I mean, like, the big artists are all, you know, U2, for example, download. You know, it's all download.
It's all streaming. And
Record companies are starting to have a little bit of an issue. So now, and you can agree with me if you think that, I think like record companies are more like just a bank. You know, because you don't really have a product to sell, like a CD, cassette, or 8-track tape, depends how old you are, and it's all a download now.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit harder. So with you guys, and I know we're going to talk about your website, and you guys have got a CD out. Have you found that? Have you tried the download, or are you going to stay with CDs for a while, or do you know?
No, we're pushing streaming and all that fun stuff.
Right.
Because that's where it's taking you. Like, everybody is doing it now, and so we saw it coming for a while. Like, we're doing distribution through all like the iTunes and
Right.
Spotify's and the YouTube.
Yeah.
The YouTube. Don't I sound so old?
Yeah, you remember, Sonny, YouTube?
You remember those floppy disks and all those fun stuff? But yeah, so we're taking that approach with our CD and
That's
stuff
good.
like that. We're gonna have physical copies because
Right.
there's always a niche for that. People want that.
It's kind of like, just like, well, you know, I grew up with albums and stuff, and they'd gone away, kinda.
Yep.
They've always kind of made albums. They even still have Record Store Day. But that when they tell you things are retro, albums are kind of like one of those things. Even recording phase, where it's reel to reel instead of digital, it's kind of making its play back again.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, did you guys record digitally?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
So how many CDs do you have?
One.
Just-
Well, we have one official one.
One official one.
Yeah, it's called Constants and Variables, and that one was all digital, right, Daniel?
Yeah, it was all digital.
So that's pretty much it. We have
have-
other demos out there,
Right.
like on the internet, that are
So
just
there's,
like
there's music
streams.
floating around, but as
Yeah.
official release, it'll be coming out soon.
So the latest one that you guys have is you guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what it
Okay,
says.
so that's this band here.
Yeah.
That's on that one. That's a good thing. So we're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about your website. You know, we'll talk a little bit more about individuality playing. See what kind of instruments you guys prefer. You know, stuff like that. I mean, a couple of guys I think probably work at a music store or something like that. But we'll find out. And then we'll talk about a bunch of other stuff. So let's jump into a song. What's the first song you guys want to play?
First Reaction on Touch.
What's it again?
First Reaction on Touch.
First Reaction on Touch. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Nova.
Every day is a simple consequence, even if you don't believe it. Take the pen and the paper, write it down. Give them reason to read, give no reason to believe. She knew all you did was easier in the background in her head. Now she's misled, and the distance
welcome back to the Rockbox. That was Nova that just performed a great song. What's the name of that song you guys undid?
First Reaction on Touch.
Oh, all right, let's talk. What's that song about?
Sean.
Is that a little hard? Is it something that...
Sean, he's the
No,
lyric.
I'm gonna ask them what they think the song is about because I know I wrote the song.
You wrote the
lyrically, I
song,
wrote
but
the
you want
song,
to, yeah.
But I want them to tell me. What
All
they
right,
think.
bandmates.
There's actually a lyric video for this song on
Right.
YouTube, and when I did the video, the thought was just of a writer writing his story out. So the initial video that I made was me kind of first person mode, just writing these letters,
Sure.
and the actual letters are actually the actual lyrics of the song. So my reaction was pretty much just kind of I guess a story, just about a writer,
Oh,
you know. So that was my
well, I like it.
my take on it.
Very good.
I just play drums.
I just,
I just play drums, I'll be honest.
yeah, I'll do whatever they say, man.
Yeah, I mean, Sean do most of the lyric writing. We do the music.
You just do the music.
Yeah,
So
we just do the music.
does it work better that way? One person writing? I mean, everybody contributes, right? To
Yeah.
everything.
The musical aspect, everyone contributes,
Yeah.
but in terms of lyrics, I just hand it off to Sean personally,
Yeah, because you know what, writing lyrics is like, where did you think of that?
right?
How'd you put lyrics to that? You know, how do you come up with lyrics?
I ask myself that same question all the time. So it's like, but in reality, most of it's made up. A lot of it's made up. But sometimes you'll get those things where it's like your personal life comes in there.
Sure.
So maybe you had a bad breakup, or
Yeah.
maybe your car broke down, or
Yeah,
you're taking a
right.
drive to the country.
engaged.
So things like that.
Well, seriously. I mean, comedians draw from a lot of their personal experiences to make comedy. You know, Kurt Cobain, not a comedian, of course, had a tough life, and so a lot of his stuff that he wrote was out of misery.
Yeah.
You know, but it was a lot of them are all in Nirvana, all sellers. You know,
Misery sells.
Misery sells. Fortunately, it's true, but it really does. Not that you have to write through misery, but music-wise, how do you guys? What is it? A concept? Is it?
Well, this
The
album
usual-
this album when we started writing, like when we got Paul in, started getting a set going. The concept was kind of building a story. And,
Right.
so we decided to build a story and like keep it some emotions. So that's when Sean comes in and kind of writes the lyrics, stuff like that, and as we play the music, kind of to go towards the lyrics and stuff like that.
Right.
So it's like most of the time they'll create a riff, or they'll have some outline of the song,
Right.
and then we'll go in there and we'll just record it, just a rough take, and then I'll listen to it back and just write whatever I feel. So
Wow.
that's what works best for us.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
like there's people out there who has different things. Like sometimes the singer will do a riff or whatever, and then
Yeah.
just feed off each other. But this works well for us. So.
And everybody has their own ways of creating, and it honestly really, I guess, will really work well in a band when you all communicate, because that's, and we talked about this with all the other bands, and we'll say it with you guys. Being in a band's like being in a relationship.
Oh yes.
It is, of course, well, if you have girls in it too, it's, I would say, just a brotherhood. But it really is the next thing other than being at home, and if you're a full-time musician, you're in your relationship with the band members, right? And so communication has got to be key, right? So if you got like an issue, or I'm just kind of really mad at Daniel this week, we'll say, and you don't say why. And then it kind of builds up, right?
Builds up and builds up.
You agree? I
Yep.
mean, communication. Do
It's
you
all
guys
about
talk to
communication.
each other really
Yeah, of
well?
course.
Oh yes, we do, and I think when we got Paul, there was a lot of chemistry, really good chemistry. We have the same taste of music, and I think that really helps a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good deal. So
Yeah.
let's find out, okay, website quickly, and then we're going to go to break.
The main website is www.novaband.audio. So it's
Nova Band. I like that. NovaBand.audio. And what's the next song you guys want to play?
let's do Truth and Fiction.
Truth and
Yeah.
fiction.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Nova with Truth and Fiction. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Rockbox. That was Nova. Great song, man. So,
I'm tired.
are you? You look like it. I mean, it is. It's a little hard, right? To sit up there and play and sing.
Yeah.
Because you're putting a lot of people. I try to explain that to people who don't play, how hard it really is. Because there's a lot of how tired you are afterwards. Because you're exalting a lot of energy. You know, to let that go. Because that's your inner you showing in your performance. So what was that song about? That one we can't tell you.
That one's gonna have to be one for the album. You just have to keep it there.
All right, so I'll tell you what. Speaking of the album, why don't you give the website again so they can go? Maybe you could write liner notes and tell them what that song was.
Exactly.
You have to find out it by going to the website.
But the website you can get the album on is www.novaband.audio. So it's .audio, not .com.
Right. I know, because the website for here is .org, which, by the way, is mcaet.org. In case, tell your friends to come check us out. And with that being said, is there other places? Do you guys stream stuff on like YouTube?
YouTube. Yeah. We have our YouTube website. It's www.youtube.xnovabandx.
xnovabandx.
//xnovabandx.
So that's just a job in itself. Already you came up with the band name. Now you got to figure out all these names for all your places
We
to
do,
go.
yeah.
Right?
We have kind of different little other letters for the.
Well, that's where the website comes in handy because it
right.
links to everything.
So you can find links and everything.
Oh yeah,
Of course.
At nova.audio.
Yeah, novaband.
Novaband.audio. Novaband.audio.
Yes.
So let's talk about the CD. How many songs?
The CD's probably going to have 6 songs on it. Maybe 7, 8 songs going to be hidden in there.
Right.
Just because, we're fun like that.
I love
So
a fun
6
band.
songs for sure. And then with the ability to have 7 or 8. So it's not too many songs, but,
It's enough. It's enough to go out there and push yourselves and do some, get some good sales. And you guys got a pretty good fan base, I would imagine, right?
It
starting,
varies.
Starting building.
Yeah.
Start from scratch.
Yeah,
That's
well,
good.
that's always the best, and then
Yeah.
when you have something to show merchandise-wise, which, by the way, is shirts and stuff like that coming down in the future?
They will be available.
Hey, huh?
They will be available.
Huh?
Gonna be all there.
I know, I like that. That's good because that stuff really works. As a working band, you know, one of the things that will make, to help make you generate cash flow is merchandise. Even the big boys, and you know, the guys out like the Beatles, the Stones, all those guys do merch. Merch is the money that helps you pay for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
So, you know, the show is really about bands like you guys, and it's also a show that teaches somebody that wants to come into the music world, which it's always tough. And one thing you should never do, unless your parent was a musician, was listen, don't be a musician.
Yeah.
And well, back when I went to school, there was music in school. There was a lot of variations of music in school. I mean, I had jazz band, jazz choir, marching band, concert band, but they don't offer that stuff anymore. So there's no outlet for kids to do that anymore. And I will bring up Nirvana again, how these guys started with just a bunch of kids that were friends that got into a garage and just jammed. Dave Grohl tells the story really well. And they just jammed, and look at them, they became big superstars. And they were just kids having fun. So is Nova a business for you guys, or fun, or is it a side project? Is it a main goal?
It's a main goal right now. It used to be just a side project, like something that we did as an outlet, of course, because, like you said, there weren't any music outlets anymore.
Oh.
So we did it as an outlet, and now it's turned into something that we really want to push into.
Right.
So.
And you guys all love this music lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
Because it's hard. I know how hard it is.
Very tough.
It is,
Right?
it is tough. Music industry is really hard.
Yeah. So any sort of advice you guys want to, like, we'll start with you, Daniel, that you could say that
Just
getting into it?
practice.
That's the
That's
key.
all I can say. Just practice. So.
Practice, get out there, play as many gigs as possible, share your music.
Yeah, push your music out, show it to your friends. Don't be scared of how it sounds. If you like it, that's all that matters.
Right.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Yeah, don't be afraid to push your music. Like, don't be afraid to show that side of you.
Right.
Because if you shelter that in, it's not good for you.
No, it's not. You know, I had a comedian in not that long ago, Ty Barnett, and one of the things he said, which made a lot of sense, and it will reflect to music, is when he was first starting his comedy, he went out and he followed the guy that he was that opened up for him at the time, and so the guy was super wiry and jumpy and excited, and so he went out there super wiry, excited, and jumpy, and didn't do well because he wasn't sticking to his own formula. You know, he tried to do somebody else's thing and it didn't work out. So, which I guess what I'm saying is, you guys, just like what you just said, stick to what is good. What makes you guys feel good as a band.
Yeah.
Yeah, stick to who you are.
You know, because you're going to have people say, "Oh, maybe you guys should play more pop-ish kind of music or something."
Yeah, we have that.
Like,
Yeah, you've
Had
heard
that
it all,
happen,
right?
yeah.
it's like,
we've heard it
that's
already.
not us, though.
It's not.
Yep.
Wow. Well, you know what? We could go on for days, and honestly, we really could, because once we start getting into this whole music conversation, it's a lot of fun. I wish you guys the best success. You guys have done really well. We go visit their website. We'll plan it on the screen there for you one more time. And a big thank you to the band Nova. I want to thank you guys. And
Thank
you
you.
know, go out there and do well. Look forward to the CD. Thanks for hanging out at the Rockbox.